Hello peeps, today's lockdown job, new chain and sprockets on the KTM. So how do I know the chain needs replacing? Okay, so if you pull your chain back on your sprocket, can you see the gap here? And that's as far as I'm prepared to let it go. You can see the chain lifting up, and during the lifetime of the chain I will probably put 2 front sprockets on as they wear it much quicker. Going to whip the front sprocket cover off, 10mm. Cable tight. And there's a circlip to come off the front. Next I'm going to take the split link out, which looks pretty worn. There she goes. I'll keep all the links and chain for an emergency. Keep it all together. If you go on holiday or somewhere, or abroad, you're taking a van, chuck it in a van. Get you out of a muddle. There you go. I'm going to pull the chain on. I could put the new chain on and pull it on, but I've got to change the sprocket anyway. And it's no big deal. I think next I'll have the back wheel out. I usually carry a spanner with me for the back wheel. It's always good to work on your bike now and again with your toolkit you carry. You soon find out if there's anything you've not got. And the spanner's aluminium, so you're not going to damage a steel thread. I'm not just going to hold the chains up and cut the other one the same length, because I'm putting a slightly different sprocket on, gearing it down just a little bit. On the rear sprocket of this bike, it's a 13mm spanner and 6mm Allen key. Just crack them. I could do this with a drill, but I'm in no hurry. I've got nothing else to do except washing, ironing, hoovering. See what I'm saying? Let's take our time. Now, because I use a CRF as well, there's all sorts of hooing and hawing about what sprocket to use. You've never heard nothing like it, which is quite a lot more important on a underpowered bike like a CRF. But the KTM, this thing screams its head off. I just want to make a little tiny bit more torque so I can use more second gear at low speed. 42, and I think this one is a 45, so that's like they don't need to be silly tight. There's enough of them on here holding it on. Before you put your back wheel back in, just make sure you've opened up your pads a little bit. Otherwise you'll be battling against that, trying to get them in there. And always make sure you've got plenty of copper grease on your spindle, axle, whatever you like to call it. With the CRF I use a dummy shaft to line this all up, but because they're awkward to work on, KTMs are really easy to work on. No need. Oh, there we go. Just put that in loosely. You don't want it too tight. So we've got a bit of adjusting to do. I'm now putting the front sprocket back on. I can't seem to find the suitable circlip pliers, so screwdriver will do. Check that's home. Yeah, that's good. Going to put the new chain on just to get a measurement, really, first of all. See how long it's going to be. It's a DID X-ring chain. I'm going to work that to the back, and then I can get a nice measurement. I want to knock the wheel forward as far as I can. Yeah, that one. So I don't lose my place. That's the one we're going to cut off. I'll grind the head off, and then I can push that through with the chain splitter. Just put the bit you don't want in the vise, so you get something to hang on to. The split link, you can use two ways of doing it. You can use the split link, or you can peen it over, which is what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to peen the chain over. It's far less likely to come off. So here's the new link with the X-ring rubbers in there, all greased up, ready to go on. I've greased up everything. O-rings are in. There comes the tricky bit, peening it over, or whatever the proper term is. There we go. So I've got a club hammer on this side, and I just tap it on a little bit. And basically I've really just got to peen over the dimpled ends on there, just enough. Well, you don't have to do it a lot. You're basically just damaging that end. Now, if anyone can get that off of there easier than you can take a split link off. Perfect. All that leaves to do now is to adjust everything back out to where it needs to be. So we're pretty much there. I've wound the adjusters out roughly. What I'll do, I'll take it off the stand, put some weight, put all my weight over the seat and pull down on it, and I'll check it about here for some free play. And there's no point in showing you how to do that. And it just also leaves me the sprocket cover to put back on. So that's my little lockdown job done for today. New chain and sprockets on the KTM. And all done before the missus gets home from work. So it's back in the house, get on with my lockdown chores, you know, washing, ironing, hoovering. How hard can it be?